What's good, everybody? It's your boy D Nice with I2G Radio. Going back to back on this one here this Friday. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. We are here, Raiders Titans preview. Urge everyone to like, comment, and subscribe to I2G Radio. That's the letter I, the number 2, the letter G. Radio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. This will also be on our YouTube channel, Viva Las Raiders. But without further ado, let's get into this preview.
Humphrey sitting up there. Third and 4. Seamus Burton, Renfro. Roll that way, and it is Edwards. Touchdown! Got it!
All right, let's get right into the game here. So, keys to victory, I think, for the Raiders. It's tough. Fans are down on the team. Some people may feel the team is down on the team. It's just been a rough first 5 games of the season. Raiders are 1-4. Everyone's like, blow it up, get rid of Pete Carroll, just strip it down to the bare bones and start over again. Then what? I'm not there yet in my fandom or just in watching this team to say blow it up. I think there are some glaring things and problems that do need to get fixed, and some of those I'm going to talk about today. And if they don't, moving forward, Raiders can easily be 1-6 going into the bye week coming up here next couple weeks, because after this you've got them Arrowhead boys, Kansas City. Rashee Rice will be coming back. How ironically his first game will be against the Raiders, but we'll talk about that next week. This week we're talking about the Titans. Not going to overlook the Titans. They got a thrilling victory last week. I think it was 23-20 or 23-21 against the Arizona Cardinals. But let's get into it. First key to victory, I don't know, some of my old school kind of romance fans of movies, trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. Stella got her groove back. If you're familiar with the movie, it's kind of almost a girl's trip. Angela Bassett went out with her friends, went to Jamaica, and that's where she met a young man, Jamaican man, Taye Diggs there, and really kind of gave her the time of her life in every aspect and facet of me saying that. Geno needs to get his groove back. Missing wide open receivers, passing to receivers in double and triple coverage. Geno has not looked like Geno. And it happens to a lot of players. And ironically, one player that always gets brought up in Raider lore is Derek Carr. I'm not going to, especially now that he's retired, but during when he was even playing with the Raiders, towards the end, got really, really ugly. Even the playoff year that they went, he threw, I think, 14 interceptions that year. I think he had 21 touchdowns. Looked very similar to the year Geno Smith had last year with the Seattle Seahawks, and he threw for over 4,300 yards. Very, very similar seasons between those two quarterbacks. But I wanted to play just this clip off of David Carr and Derek Carr's podcast that they have, Homegrown, where he was talking about Geno's struggles and the thoughts of Raider fans, but just when I wanted to hear it, thought it was a cool thing, and it ties right into what I'm talking about this week with Raiders Titans and what I would like to see moving forward with Geno.
Okay, Raider fans, I understand the frustration. Look, you've been frustrated at me before, all right? I understand. I've been there, okay? But let me say this to Geno Smith. Geno, I understand the frustration. I understand the tip ball. It's like, what? Really? A tip ball that gets picked? Really? Like, I understand the heart, the boiling. I understand. But guess what, Geno? You're a good football player. All right? Don't forget how well you played in some of these games. Don't forget some of these throws that you've made. All right? And here's the most beautiful part about it all. On Wednesday, they put that ball down and you practice again. On Thursday, they put the ball down. On Friday, they put it down. On Saturday, they may put a ball down or a tennis ball, but you're doing a walkthrough. And on Sunday, most importantly, all right, they're putting that ball down. And you get to go out there and lead that football team again. And guess what? Nobody believes in you more than me. All right? I believe in you. I know the type of player you are. And I always said this when I was the Raiders quarterback. I will never be the Raiders quarterback that leaves and bashes the one that's playing. I'm telling you right now that I believe in you. I believe in you. I know that you can do it. I hope that you turn the season around for the team and for yourself, the frustrations that you're feeling, and those emotions change to joy and excitement and all those things that we felt leading into the season. And I hope that you do it not only for yourself, not only for your teammates, but for Raider Nation, all right? Because they're going to snap that ball and they're going to put it in your hands. And what a joyful occasion when your back's up against the wall and you're taking punches like Rocky. My goodness, did he get beat up in those movies, all right? You're taking these punches, but guess what? You get to fight back. And I can't wait to see your response. Man, I'm praying for you. I'm believing in you. Gino, you got this, man, all right? Raider Nation, he's got our back. He's our quarterback. I can't wait to see you play, man. I'm excited for it. Go ball out, man. They're going to put that ball down, Gino. They're going to put it down, and I can't wait to see what you do with it.
Gino's
He's a good guy.
beloved.
He's a good guy.
All right, so that was Derek Carr talking about Geno Smith. That got me fired up, and I haven't played in a long, long time, but that got me fired up. As I've said, Derek Carr is one of my probably top 10 favorite athletes of all time. Did he have his ups and downs with the Raiders? Absolutely. We had, I take the good with the bad. He was our quarterback. I proudly and faithfully now wear Derek Carr jerseys. I have Bo Jackson jerseys. Definitely one of my all-time favorite Raiders. Khalil Mack also, I hate to see him in that powder blue with the Chargers. One of my all-time favorite Raiders. Marcus Allen, I hate to see him play for the Chiefs. One of my all-time favorite Raiders. But to tie in with this Raiders Titans preview and what I said about how Stellar got a groove back, Geno's got to get his groove back. And you may ask, well, how can he do that? He's throwing interceptions. He has to throw the ball. He does have to throw the ball. But hopefully he's making better decisions. I think the run game, which is will be point number 2 that I'll be bringing up here shortly, can help or assist Geno. But short passes, the short intermediate passing game. Pete Carroll did come out and say that Brock Bowers will not play. And a lot of people are extremely upset about that. They felt this could have been done after the Patriots game if they knew that his knee injury was that bad. Look, with a talent like Brock Bowers, if he tells you he can play, you'll want to have him out there on the field. I remember Josh Jacobs as a rookie dropped, I think it was 135 yards. That was like the fourth or fifth game that year in 2019 when he was drafted by the Raiders. And he broke his collarbone, fractured his collarbone in that game, and he played. I remember I think it was against the Titans. Mike Mayock was talking to him on the sidelines, and he was crying. If I ever get an interview with Josh Jacobs, I'm going to bring this up, because so many people give him a hard time. You want to give your players, if they can play, the opportunity to go out there and play. And did Brock Bowers do it? Yes. Was it probably the best decision? Probably not. He's now getting that rest. But, I commend and I salute him, because there's a lot of people that would give him a hard time if he decided he didn't want to play, if he possibly could play. It's obvious with his play out there that he was hurting, lingering. So he'll be sitting out second game. You get Michael Mayer back off of concussion. Work him, integrate him into the offense. Mayer will be your Brock Bowers. That's why you keep a Michael Mayer. People are so quick and want to trade players and feel they have no worth. This is why you have 12, 13 personnel. You need more than one tight end. You need it for depth, but you especially need it for injuries. This isn't playing Madden and you can just turn the injuries off. But I think he's going to be integral in this game against Tennessee Titans. Look for a big game from Michael Mayer. Also, Jack Besh getting more snaps on the outside than Dante Thornton, but I think they'll work Thornton in as well. I think the short passing game is going to allow Geno to be able to take more clean, open, deep shots. And, like I said, he's had a tough first 5 games. But I will say this. I think Geno needs to be on a short leash. If he has a game like he does at Colts or the Chargers where it's obvious he's not seeing the field, you got to go with Kenny Pickett. You don't want to keep going week after week after week and you're shooting yourself in the foot with these turnovers, whether it's fumbles, interceptions, anything of that nature. But I think that would really help kind of that short passing game, but help Geno's confidence to get those short passes and kind of work his way deeper down the field. But I still believe in Geno. Just how Derek Carr said it so eloquently, and much better speaker than me. But that's that Aries in him, that born leader. I would like to see a better out of Geno, obviously moving forward. But I think it lies more kind of in that passing game, getting the tight ends involved in the game, even Ashton Jeanty in the pass game. But allow, kind of the run to set up the pass, kind of loosen up those, 8 men in the box and allow Geno, to make some passes down the field. Key number 2, Ashton Jeanty. I can tell you, and I'm not even psychic moving forward, Ashton Jeanty is going to be key to victory in all of these games. Again, got unleashed in the game against the Bears. Titans' run defense has been shaky. They're giving up about 150 yards per game. And one of my keys to victory, the third one as well. We'll talk about Jeffrey Simmons on the defensive side of the ball for the Titans, tying with offensive line. But Jeanty, all-purpose yards, rushing yards, he's got to set the tone. Pete Carroll said it. Moving forward, they would like to get Ashton Jeanty more involved, work the run game. For whatever reason, it was not. Raheem Mostert has come along, especially in that Bears game. Raiders need 150 yards plus on the ground to win this game against Tennessee. They sputter out of the gates and are unable to run the football. This is going to tie back into a key to not win the game, and Geno having to throw the ball 30, 40 times. Anything over 35 pass attempts for Geno Smith is too much in this game and a lot of the games moving forward. Focus more on the run, ball protection, ball control, work the clock. Jeanty's already showed you give him a couple blocks. He's able to make explosive plays and can take it to the house on any given moment. Guy already has 2 receiving touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. Is well on his way. Probably about 30% there to a 1,000-yard rushing season. Lean on Ashton Jeanty. Feed Ashton Jeanty. Feed Raheem Mostert. Rely heavily on that run game. And then third point, offensive line. Offensive line, are they the Philadelphia Eagles? No, they're not. Can they be a solid unit? Absolutely. And moving forward, not asking them to, give up 0 sacks, that's unrealistic, but, keep Geno upright and clean as much as possible. Geno's got to be quicker in getting those passes out, but he also has to have the time and not have a defensive tackle like Jeffrey Simmons that plays for the Tennessee Titans and is a top 5, if not top 3, defensive tackle in the league. You can't allow him to wreck shop. So Jackson Powers Johnson, Dylan Parham, wherever they have Simmons, you're going to have to be aware where he's at all times. They have a good front seven. Arden Key, also ex-Raider on the team over there for the Titans. Raiders have to be aware at all times where Jeffrey Simmons is at. And if he's allowed to wreck shop, that's going to allow their pass rushers to kind of pin their ears back and make plays in the backfield. But big game for offensive line. I think Jordan Meredith, you're going to have to help and assist him a lot, because one-on-one against Simmons is going to get completely destroyed. But the offensive line has got to come together. All right. Now we're going to discuss on the defensive side of the ball what I would like to see moving forward and keys to victory. But before I do, let's talk about our partner, Two Kings Marketing. For all the artists, people that are in the music industry that listen and are on here, finding reliable music promotion is hard work. That's why you should rely on twokings.online for your music promotion needs. They've worked with people from the West Coast, from Hobson to New York's own Shine Poe. Their services include, but not limited to, social media management, graphic design, press write-ups, social media design, website design, publicity, artist development and management, major label contract negotiations, album inlay design, independent music distribution, album marketing, producer placements, SMS blasts, advertisement placement, and radio promotions. Check out Two Kings today, Two Kings Marketing on Two Kings at twokings.online. That's the number 2, kings with an s.online for a consultation, or email them at ceo@twokings.online for a one-on-one session as to what they can do for you. All right, let's get into the defensive side of the ball. 3 keys to victory. First and foremost, those 3 Musketeers. I've been talking about them all season. Tyree Wilson, Malcolm Kuntz, Max Crosby. Those guys have to have a big game. They were completely silent against the Colts. I think the Raiders going into that game had the most consecutive games with at least 1 sack. I think it was 38. It was pretty close to 40 games. That streak's now over. Streaks are meant to be broken. Streaks are meant to start over again. They've got to get pressure on Cam Ward. Cam Ward had an excellent game against the Cardinals, but he was able to maintain, stay in the pocket, scramble around in the pocket, but he was looking to make plays downfield. He wasn't looking to extend plays by running, anything like that. He was using that extra time to find those open receivers down the field. Now, for a lot of people in many mock drafts, when the Raiders were looking like they were going to have a top 3-ish pick, a lot of people did have Cam Ward on their draft boards. Very unique talent, incredible arm strength. For people sometimes even compare it to like Josh Allen. His mechanics, for some people, that say is a little flawed, but he showed that he can definitely matriculate and get that ball down the field. It is imperative and important. Max Crosby, Malcolm Kuntz, they've got to be that Batman and Robin on the edge and be able to kind of keep and contain Cam Ward in the pocket, but make him step up into the pocket. Not making plays out to the left, where he can roll out to the left, roll out to the right. That's where Tyree Wilson and that interior is going to be big. Adam Butler as well has been completely kind of quiet this season. Jonah Lalulu had a good first 3 games, kind of been quiet the last 2 games. They've got to get constant pressure on Cam Ward. They've got great receivers. Calvin Ridley on the outside. You've got there at Tennessee. You've got Tony Pollard, out of the backfield in the flats where you can throw. And then he's also a good running back, in between or outside zone runs. They've got to be able to contain and keep that offense, within the hashes, not outside and doing that. Same analogy as when they played Chicago with Caleb Williams. Second half, he was be able to get free, kind of pinpoint and get his passes where he needed to be, but it was scrambling, and it was out and extending plays and making plays out there on the run. So Raiders have got to be able to contain Cam Ward, kind of keep him in the box, and make him have to step up and make throws to where he can possibly get, tip passes, sacks, even strip fumbles. But you've got to be able to get to Cam Ward for this defense, for the Raiders to have any chance to win this football game. Secondly, stop the run. Ties into what I was saying with the first key to victory, but the linebackers. It's big for the linebackers. I spoke about on the previous pod, the youth movement. It's here. Cody Lindenberg, Tommy Eichenberg got to step up to the front of the congregation, and it's time to show what you got. And with Jermaine Pratt being released, I'm not gonna get into the details about it because I don't know the details, but I know he's no longer on the team, so it doesn't really matter. Those guys need to step up. I think Jamal Adams and Devin White. This is a Devin White special. Would like to see Devin White blitz any and everywhere. Just put him in positions to where he can make plays downhill versus on the run. Raiders have been solid so far, first 5 games minus Commanders game, and really even the Colts. That was just more touchdowns in the red zone as opposed to actual yards. Really minus the Commanders game, they have been extremely good against the run. That needs to continue. But Devin White needs to be more involved. Disguise your blitzes. Patrick Graham is very good with that. But disguise your blitzes and get more pressure on Cam Ward. Can't give him a clean pocket. Can't give him, time to read a book and find his receiver down the field for touchdowns. Again, Calvin Ridley has been one of them ones for a long period of time. He had some injuries. Was out of the league for a little bit, but now he's back. I think this is probably about his solid second or third full season that he's been back. I don't know if Eric Stokes or Darian Porter are going to be on him, which will be number 3 that I'll be talking about here shortly. But Raiders have got to, with their linebackers, be able to stop the run and also assist in getting more pressure on Cam Ward. Number 3, the secondary. Secondary has got to play better, and I'm challenging the secondary this week. They need to get a turnover, whether it's cause a fumble, whether it's a interception. They have got to get involved in this game and be able to assist and not be a hindrance to the Raiders defensively. Darian Porter has gotten a lot more snaps here the last couple of games. I think probably by next week against Kansas City Chiefs, he will probably be your starter opposite of Eric Stokes if he's not by this game on Sunday. Caillou Blue Kelly, again, solid corner, but more of a depth piece. They kind of, I understand with training camp, you're going off of how a player is playing, but I think he's in a little over his head currently right now. So see what you've got with the young Rick Porter. Everyone kind of gave him the Richard Sherman comparisons early in the draft process. Just he needs more reps and more snaps. As he gets those, he will develop, and I think will be that kind of mainstay starter opposite Eric Stokes. Eric Stokes had a solid start to the season, had the knee sprain. He's now back in the lineup. Hopefully he can continue to play at a high level. But this secondary has got to be able to help and assist with turnovers. Again, they all tie in. If the defensive line can get pressure, I think the secondary can definitely make plays. Isaiah Polamau has shown that. I believe he has a lone interception on this defense. big hits, anything to create turnovers. Isaiah Polamau has kind of shown that this is Isaiah Polamau special here. I think Jeremy Chin as well. In that big nickel position, someone has got to make a play and create turnovers in that secondary. And then my honorable mention, special teams for the Raiders has been absolutely atrocious this year, whether it's giving up big plays on kickoff return to the opposing team, blocked punts. I think we're already at at the very least we're at 2 blocked punts. A lot of people are asking for Tom McMahon's head, for him to be fired. Again, I'm not one of these Raider YouTubers or podcasters that's going to ask for people to be fired or anything like that, but it definitely needs to get better. And however that happens or it gets done that way, I'm 100% for it. But special teams has got to play better. AJ Cole, Pete Carroll mentioned in the presser today, he looked good in practice, so it looks like he's going to be a go. Raiders need that prime Pro Bowl AJ Cole that was able to flip field position with kicks, kind of give this defense some confidence, and allow them to kind of settle in and get a 3 and out, get Gino and the offense plays in good field position. They've got to do better tackling. The missed tackles are starting to rear its ugly head again. But on special teams, but also defensively, but especially on special teams, just got to clean things up. Kind of put the Raiders in better situations, because they're now scoring points off of it, and now you're putting mistakes to video and mistakes to study and things that teams can exploit. And definitely, I know I'm not in the Titans room, but I guarantee you they've got that on their chalkboard somewhere. Like, we can attack special teams and make some big plays to try and win this game. Moving forward, especially with how the team is looking, I did have the Raiders winning this game. I'll stick with my prediction. But the Raiders have a lot of mistakes and things, offensively, defensively, all aspects of the game that they need to clean up, try to win this game. But, I do have faith that they can do that. Run the ball efficiently, use time of possession to your advantage. Don't give Cam Ward multiple opportunities to make plays, because he will make them, even as a rookie. He's going to be just fine as quarterback here in the NFL, and it's just going to get better from game to game. Offensive line, got to get better. I think you're going to see a lot of 12, 13 personnel, tight ends helping out and assisting and blocking, but also have Michael Mayer again as that additional receiving weapon for Geno Smith. Geno went to him early and often in the game against the Patriots. He's going to have to do it again in this game, and kind of right the ship until Brock Bowers is back. And that's kind of the feeling I kind of get offensively with this team. I think once Brock is 100%, you're going to see this offense play much, much better. And it's going to allow defenses they're going to have to make a shift with how they defend the Raiders, which is going to open up more opportunities down the field for Thornton, for Trey Tucker. This is a Trey Tucker special, because right now Trey Tucker is the number 1 wide receiver for the Raiders. As well, I think you can get him involved, and even they've got him involved in jet sweeps in the run game. But I think Genty, Mostert, Trey Tucker, X factors on offense. Defensively, I have Devin White. I have Malcolm Kuntz, and I have Jeremy Chin and Isaiah Polamau as X factors on the defense. And if it's going to be another tough game to score 7, they'll need steady Daniel Carlson to continue to score points for the Raiders. But I think it'll be a close game. But I do have the Raiders winning this game Hopefully they can right the ship, because they're going to need to do it quickly, especially with the defending AFC champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, in Arrowhead, getting Rashee Rice back, looming next week. But the site, www.illuminati2g.com, for all of your hip-hop needs and Raiders news and notes. Like, comment, and subscribe on I2G Radio, letter I, number 2, letter G, radio. Also on YouTube, Viva Las Raiders Podcast, word Viva, word Las, Raiders with an S, podcast. D Nice, I2G Radio, signing off. Let's see if the Raiders can get this victory. Peace.